The new administration, while in campaign mode, promised that Guyana's sugar industry is too big to fail. This led to the setting up of a commission of inquiry into the operations at Guysuco to determine where the chips fell. Professor Clive Thomas was appointed the corporation's new chairman. He says that the work of the commission is not only to seek to identify the challenges facing Guysuco, but to provide guidance.
The company is incapable of generating revenue to sort of generate its own growth. It doesn't have any commercial standing, so it can't borrow without a guarantee from the government. It generates losses of large amounts, billions of dollars, so they cannot survive without government bailouts.
Professor Thomas continued that the company's inability to do this is indicative of an unsustainable enterprise. He posited, however, that the focus right now is to find innovative ways to bail out the company, since certain legislation are not enacted here that will allow for needed interventions. The economist stated that privatization of the industry must not be ruled out.
I don't think the government should be involved in producing bulk sugar. It is clear that that is a proven case no matter what you do. The government may be involved in other things related to sugar. It might be involved in producing premium sugars or quality sugars, or owning a refinery, or producing alcohol, or using the cane cultivation to generate ethanol. You can do a lot of other diversified things with the same assets from Guysuco. But I think for the government to continue producing the ordinary raw sugar is a contradiction in terms.
Professor Thomas attributed this to the international prices for sugar when compared with the operational costs of Guysuco. He stressed that there is a need to diversify the industry. Professor Thomas added that continually employing the same tactics would obviously yield little or no results, and it would be pure folly for any government to do so. While privatization is an option, the presidential advisor is maintaining that all other avenues must be explored.
That is where lies, I think, the most important responsibility. And that is what I've tried to address, to see if we can find an alternative structure that may generate and keep the livelihoods in the sugar industry going, in the sugar producing areas going, without necessarily having them tied down to producing ordinary brown sugar.
Professor Thomas noted that constructive policies are currently being drafted that will structurally address the corporation's need. He added that recommendations coming out from the Commission of Inquiry will be considered and subsequently implemented to better the company's functioning.
If we do that, we improve the chances of being able to get buyers for the industry, because people don't want to buy an industry that is collapsing every day. They want to see that efforts can be done and made to truly structure or diversify or do all these things with the same assets that Guysuco has. So it gives us a sense of being able to improve the saleability of Guysuco.
Yeah. Professor Thomas posited this will be helpful should privatization be the only recourse left. But as for now, all efforts are being made to get the corporation back on its feet. For HGP Nightly News, Kingsley Bryan.